Welcome to IMTS 2022 Day 2. We are on the Omega TMM booth. As you can see around us, it is booming with excitement, and man, do we have some fun stuff to showcase to you. One of my favorites, some knife dancing or whatever we want to call it. But I'm with my buddy Mike right now, and we're going to talk about the Omega TMM vision, what they are, who they are, so that you can know a little bit more before we throw it over to the marketing side with my buddy Joe Reynolds. So Mike, how are you? Let's talk Omega.
So Tony, it's really great to see you again. And it's great to be back at IMTS, right? It's been 4 years since we've been here, and nothing replaces having the energy and the enthusiasm and having the opportunity to show people what the technology is all about. And the cool thing from an Omega standpoint is we've got a lot of new technology we've developed in those 4-year period, and even in the last year or 16 or 18 months. So we're really excited to be here. We're really excited to showcase the technology. So you know what? Today's a great day, and I'm happy to be back live.
Yeah, you're right about that. What happens with technology over 4 years is why this place is just vibrating with positive energy, right? And why we also want to stream it live to the folks who can't make it to the place. There's nothing like hands-on, but imagine not being able to see it or hear it at all. Let's talk real quickly about some of what we might see today on this stand.
Yeah, so we continue to develop our products, but we continue to develop our software and solutions for our customers. Our biggest goal is to make our customers more productive on the shop floor. So if we can help them be more productive, get a payback and get an ROI a year or less for anything that Omega can provide to them, then we know we've done our job. And then after that, be able to service them to make sure, again, productivity continues in years 2, 3, and 4. So some of the new things that we'll see our new Optic software, we'll see our new Matrix 4.0, that's new, we'll see a new Evo today, and all of that contains the best software platform, the best optics and imaging platform. So sometimes some of the things you don't see that are all hidden under the covers are what really makes the Omega product that special.
You are absolutely right, and along with that, for everyone who's watching, there are some great customer testimonials coming your way as well today. And before we send this over to my buddy Joe, let's just say, Mike, the man, the myth, the legend, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you all for watching. Let's send it over to Joe now.
So I'm here with Chris, and Chris, what a booth here at IMTS. It's changed a lot, hasn't it, your brand over the years?
Yes, it has evolved, and we're very excited to be here at IMTS. We did a full rebrand over the last couple of years and evolved not only our brand but our name, Omega Tool Measuring Machines, into Omega TMM, the T meaning Tool Measuring and Management Solutions.
And I know the actual technology looks different as well, doesn't it?
Yes, we actually have new products, new machines, our Evo Plus. We also have our next generation of software, our Optic software, and we also introduced many other features in our booth, and we're very excited to show it to all of our customers.
Yeah, the first thing, obviously, you get involved in a lot of the marketing, and obviously aesthetically they're beautiful machines. You don't buy a machine on looks, but sure helps.
It really helps that it is a key differentiator. Our customers tell us. We actually also are evolving that. What's new is we can actually wrap our machines now. So I know a little bit later Ryan will be talking about that, but that's a really unique feature to offer our customers customization, and our machines made in the USA really showcase. They're pretty.
And technology, is one thing, the hardware is one thing, but I know you've been doing a lot of work on your APIs, on your softwares. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yes, as I mentioned, our Optic software is our next generation. It offers our customers more functionality, more customization, and really the ability to interact with other third-party partners, many who are in our booth today. So we've actually elected to have our customers and our partners tell the story, and they have also integrated into that whole feature set.
And from a marketing perspective, what does that offer you, having partners and clients here?
Well, you know what, Joe, we really want our customers to tell the story. They have the story to tell. We tell it all the time, yet the credibility is when our customers tell the story. And you'll be hearing from Squid Industries and Mobex and many other customers who tell why they selected Omega TMM versus the competition. And ultimately, it comes down to our people.
I was going to say, we're going to hear from Tony talk to all those various customers, but in your words, what do you think makes you different? Why do people keep coming back to Omega TTM?
Yes, it's our service, our support. It's our ability to customize to our customers. We aren't around, we don't try to just make everything, like a round peg in a square hole work. We want to work with our customers, and we want to really work in partnership with them. And again, I think ultimately our customers have been with us for a long time, but we also have many new customers that have come over the last couple of years because we have evolved. We are constantly staying innovative, and really at the end of the day, isn't that why we're at IMTS, to see all the new things and the innovative things, and that's why people keep coming back to us, even in between the IMTS shows.
And just finally, it's been some time since the previous IMTS. When we come back in 2 years' time, what are we going to see different to today? More technology, more things evolving?
Yes, I'm very excited, and we are always looking forward, and we do a lot of strategic planning, marketing-wise, et cetera. We're getting to know our customers through analytics, and we also are anticipating our customers' needs because we reach out to them, and we talk to them on a daily basis. In fact, we have a 903 meeting every morning. We get to understand what our customers' issues are and how can we help solve their problems on a daily. You'll see that, and I think you'll see even more customers and larger customers with us in a couple of years, and I look forward to it.
Thank you, Chris. Speaking of customers, I think Tony's with one now, so over to you, Tony.
Now I am standing here with my buddy Lucas at Squid Industries. You see some beautiful knives here, and believe it or not, Squid Industries came before Squid Games, because I know some of you out there wanted to make that joke already. Lucas, how are you? Let's talk about Squid, and let's talk about these knives and why Omega.
Absolutely. So Squid Industries, we're from Fremont, California. We're butterfly knife enthusiasts, and we care all about the flipping aspect. Why Omega? I want to make our own products, and only to make our own products, we needed the right tools to do it. So we bought a bunch of verticals, and we decided that we needed a solution to help us prepare those tooling. So we thought that Omega was the best choice for us, and their product's been working really well for us, and we've been making great products with it.
So when we talk about Omega, it's obviously helped you because you're going to need incredible balance for what we're about to show the audience. And for anyone who's watching right now, if you have questions, comments for Lucas, send them in. Leave them on the stream. We are watching them right now as they come in. So when we're talking about Omega, how's the service and support when it comes to helping you out?
It's been phenomenal, honestly. It was our first tool presetter. So going in as a novice, I didn't really understand too much about it. But they were able to provide me with so much support and education throughout the whole process from beginning to end, and I've been really enjoying the product, and we've had relatively no issues at all, and it's been great.
Oh, and I know from their side, they're excited to have you here, because what's more exciting than watching somebody flip a knife around? Would you mind giving this audience watching right now, there's so many people watching, a display of your skills, and I'm ready to watch it too. I can't do any flipping, but I'm ready to see it. Can you do that for us, Lucas?
Absolutely. All right, well, don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing, but here we go.
Yeah, buddy, for everyone watching right now, I am not going to try this. If you leave any comments in the comments section, can any of you guys out there do the same? I know I can't for sure, but that is pretty slick. And guess what? He's actually going to pull up a giant knife beside him as well when it's coming up. That knife did not stab anyone, and don't worry about it dropping. This is a live show, and that's why we love it for sure. Lucas, what about that massive knife you have right there? Look how many people are watching live around us also.
Yeah, so this is the Megalodon. It's a love project from all of us in the shop. We've always wanted something cool to show to everyone at the show, so we designed this 3 times size, ballast on trainer here. So it's not sharp, so for those of you who are going to watch me flip this, I'm not going to lose my hand doing this. It's a blunt edge, so that was intentional, because if it was sharp, I wouldn't want to touch it at all, because it's a little too dangerous already.
All right, let's see this before we throw it over to our buddy Rowan to see what we have going on. That is pretty crazy. Oh my gosh, Lucas, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
That is amazing. Let me shake your hand. If there's any questions out there about Squid Industries, leave it in the comments. Be ready to go. Now let's send it over to Rowan to learn more about the Omega TMM technology.
And I'm here with Ryan, who's the VP of Operations here, and you designed pretty much all the presets on this stand. So I'm going to pick his brains a little bit about. We're here in front of the entry-level presetters, and for people who don't necessarily know why you would want to use a presetter, can you just explain how you'd go from no presetting to full presetting all your tools, and how you do it normally without a presetter?
Yeah, absolutely no problem. So normally when you don't have a presetter, you're going to be utilizing your actual machine tool to do the measuring of the tool itself, because there'll be a laser system built into there, or touch probes. Now, mind you, you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this machine to cut metal, not to measure tools. We can measure everything offline and have it ready to go, so your machine is doing what you paid for. It's cutting metal, and that's where your profit comes from. So we make you more profitable.
And I guess when you're moving from having no presetters to a machine, measuring everything on machine, I guess each machine, will there be a slight difference in the way it measures tools? Can you not swap tools between machines?
Yeah, it can be very difficult. You never really know, because the spindles are all a little bit different. If you have Mobex, if you have Moris, most people have a mix of machines, so the spindles are never identical. It makes it very difficult if you want to swap between machines.
Okay, so if someone's listening to this and they're thinking, well, I'm using my very expensive machine, or even my maybe more budget machine to measure tools, I don't want to do that anymore. What do they get out of the entry-level presetters, and what makes it less daunting to take on quite a big investment such as this?
Sure. So this is our entry-level Evo machine. It's a brand new machine. It's just debuting here at IMTS. It is the only entry-level machine on the market that's actually full sheet metal along with a cast iron base. So it is extremely accurate. We can hold 2/10,000ths of an inch all day long. It comes with a taper 50 spindle. It's extremely accurate. It requires no shop air. It is fully has a counterbalance, and it is fully self-balanced, so you don't have to run any air lines to it. It's a great entry-level machine. You can easily measure X and Z, so height, diameter, all angles and all radii instantaneously. It does come with a 10.5-inch screen. It is a full touch screen. Very simple and easy to use.
Thank you, Ryan. And if you've got any questions for Ryan or for any of the people we're going to be talking to, what's coming up, we're talking about some Matrix 4.0 software. We're talking about the slightly higher range preset as well. So keep watching if you want to see some of the shrinking and the presetting machines as well. Make sure you get those questions coming in. Thank you, Ryan. So I guess, what about someone who's still a bit daunted? They say, okay, I need an entry-level presetter, but do I need a special tool room? Do I need to keep it in a chilled environment? Do I need a dust-free environment? Can they put this straight on the shop floor?
Yes, this is made 100% to put directly on the shop floor. They're extremely robust. Getting coolant or oil on it, no problem. It wipes right off. That's why we use the robust materials that we do.
Definitely. And can we have a quick look here? I mean, if they've taken on a brand new presetter, but they've got loads of different machines. They've got BT30, BT40, BT50. This has just got a BT50.
That is correct. So it is a 50 taper spindle, but we do offer adapters to all different holding types, including Capto, KM, HSK, or any BT size available.
Okay, so it makes it a little bit easier for them to invest in one preset, and then they just get the adapters. Let's move on. We're also in front of an Evo Plus here, Ryan. So let's come and have a quick look at this. And let's say someone said, I need a presetter, but I don't just want to go for the entry level. I need a few more features to future-proof me. What can they get out of the Evo Plus?
So the Evo Plus is the next step up from the Evo. Same basic construction, still made 100% in our Fairport location in the United States. This steps up to a larger screen, so we have a 21.5-inch touchscreen, and it actually has the ability to communicate to your machine tools. So with the Evo, we have to print out a label, and then someone has to type in the offsets. On the Evo Plus, we can actually send those offsets directly to the machine tool, thus cutting out the possibility of human error. It also gives you a laser tooltip finder, so the second that we actually move the arm, you'll see a little red light come on. That allows me to see exactly where I am on the tool. It's really handy, especially for somebody that is just starting to preset for their first time, because you have to know where you are on the tool. This tool has multiple teeth, so I can actually find which tooth that I'm actually on. When it's just sitting there, you can't actually tell which tooth you're on until you see the light show up.
And it can be quite daunting for someone who's never used a preset before to look at this big screen here, which is it a 40 magnification?
Yes, this is a 40x, where our larger machines are a 70x, and we go up to 300x actually.
So with the Evo Plus, you get a few more features that make it easier for someone who's never used one of these machines before to get used to it and get a feel for how it works. What about the training? If someone's never used one of these presets before, do you just send them off and leave them to it?
Absolutely not. So you'll have a factory certified technician come out to your facility. They will set up the machine and give you all the training that you need. It's included with the package.
Okay, so training, you get the presetter, which is I've been told these are very competitive. We can't talk prices, I assume, but I've been told these are very competitive, and they're definitely made for people who need to get up running quickly, I guess. What kind of delivery time, what kind of service time do you guys offer?
So service time, 48 hours if we have to come out. Typically we can resolve any issues over the phone, and that is instantaneous. We're talking less than 15 minutes. Delivery times, we're anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. So check out Omega, the Evo Plus and the Evo range for the entry level if you're looking for a presetter. Make sure you get the questions in. I'm going to go over to Tony now. I think he's going to be talking with another customer, one of many with Omega.
And now we are with TDM Systems in partnership with Omega TMM, back at the Partners for Success, and I'm with my buddy Robert. Let's talk about your software. Let's talk about the reasons for the partnership and a little bit of the history. Can we do that?
Sure, why not? I mean, more than happy to. Yeah, you're here at Omega booth, and I'm here with TDM Systems. TDM Systems is kind of the pioneer in tool data management. We're in the market for almost 30 years now. We do tool data management. We manage the digital twin, kind of the digital representation of a tool along the entire manufacturing process, kind of from CAD/CAM. So we provide the drawings, the parameters to a CAM system, then you do your programming, you create your tool list, your NC program, and we provide that to the shop floor. So you can assemble your tool, you can preset your tool and send the data to the machine. And the presetting part, this is exactly where our partnership with Omega comes into play. We provide the data and Omega measures the tool, the perfect measurement, and then we send the data to the machine. That's kind of in a nutshell what we're doing.
I like it when it's in a nutshell. So there's a lot of companies out there that do similar things to yourself and to Omega, but maybe not quite as good. That's up for you guys to decide and to explain to the world, right? So why Omega, and what are some of the unique differences for the audience watching right now that goes, man, I got to work with that guy Robert. He sounds amazing.
As Omega, just look around. I mean, it's a great company. They have great products, and TDM Systems, it's a great company. We have great products. No, I mean, we're the pioneer in tool data management. Omega does presetting like forever, and the combination is just perfect. You can have a small TDM system on a presetter, so you can start small with your tool management on a presetter, and then you grow as you go along. I mean, that's kind of a perfect combination.
It is the perfect combination. For those who are watching right now, what's your website? How can they find out more? If you have some socials, go ahead and give that to them as well. We want to always figure out how to find everyone, right?
Of course. I mean, well, it's www.tdmsystems.com. This is where you find more information about TDM Systems, about our relationship partnership to Omega, and I would say check it out.
Absolutely, check it out. And we do have a question that came in from my buddy Michael. Nice Bali song and great training routine. Is this a passion of yours, Tony? With a big old LOL. I have a lot of passions. That does happen to be one of them. Thank you for sending in the comments. Keep those coming in. And with that being said, let's send it over to Joe. We got some more technology to show off.
Thank you, Tony. I'm here with Tim, and we're going to be talking about one of these wonderful presetters. Tell us about this, please.
This is our ExactaSlide bench model presetter. It still has cast iron base and cast iron column to get the rigidity and repeatability of this system. But the most powerful thing is our software right here, Optic. This is our next generation measuring software. And let me do a little demo on that. So I'm going to position to the edge, and we are measuring real time. You can see the values change, very precise, very accurate. The best part of the software is also flexibility. So we have our customers in mind. So flexibility, they can tailor the software appearance to their needs. And I can arrange some buttons. We can all move around and place it just the way the user needs for their operations. So this is, we're just introducing it at IMTS. So another thing is that the flexibility and modularity of our software is the key component of our company. Do you need to automate your cell? We are right here. Our software development team can spin it very quickly. We've done robots, we've done RFID systems. We're here to help. And I'll tell you what, if you need something extra, we're here to help. We're the best presetter here. We're the best presetter on the market.
Okay, so we're looking at this, that appears to be a drill on there. What happens if I've got a special cutting tool which is fairly unique, you know, angles, different radius, things like this? Can this software cope with those demands?
Oh yeah, of course, and actually it does it in real time. measure, measure, measure. There you go. It captures radius value right here, diameter, and length at your fingertips. Trace image, and we have an outline. If you want to compare your tool image to the actual template, it's right here in front of you. Instant geometry. We'll have all the angles and all the tool nose radius right here presented for you. We're here to help.
Just looking at the software, how important do you think software is? I know this has been a long time in the making, this software. You had older software which you kept improving, but
Yes.
these things get to a stage where you need to start from scratch, don't they? And that's what you've done with this. You've made the best possible software you can.
That is correct. We had the flexibility in mind. We also had to migrate to newer technologies so that we can work with 60 frames per second camera systems. So all those images you see real time because of our system, our camera component. And that's how it came up with Optic. It was a lot of work, and we're so proud to introduce it here at IMTS.
In this particular machine, it's probably somewhere in the middle of the range, but obviously you've got entry-level presetters and you've got everything right up to premium presetters. Mm-hmm. So how do we get this? How are we getting this data into the machine tool? Are we is it potentially a chip? Is it potentially a QR code or a label?
RFID systems is one of the features so we can implement on this software. We already support variety of RFID systems in place. If your system requires database integration with a lot of data, you want to manage your documents, you would like to manage your images for the tool assemblies, you step up to the Optic software, you add your components. We're here, we're flexible, we add any modularity, any module you desire.
Tim, thank you so much. Don't worry, we're going to be coming back with more technology with Rowan and myself looking at other technology on this wonderful stand. But before that, Tony has another guest.
Anyone recognize this name right here? I imagine everyone. And you know what? Walter, man. I want to be a Walter man. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I thought that one might make you laugh. I didn't want to tell you what I was doing, but that's a genuine smile. Let's talk about Walter first and foremost, and then let's talk about that partnership with Omega TMM, because I know it's important to both companies.
Absolutely, yeah. So Walter ultimately is a tooling manufacturing company based out of Germany. Been around since the early 20th century, the 1900s. But more recently, in the last 20 years, they've been involved in tool management, which really focuses on holistic solutions for the shop floor in the non-added value section of the business. Everyone knows that when making chips, that's where they're making money. This is ultimately all the pieces that put that together, which is where the partnership with Omega comes in for here in the US, and particularly in Canada.
So let's just pretend for 1 second, even though we did the whole song and dance and we know that Walter's very famous and popular, let's pretend for a second there are some customers out there that need to know why. Why me? How does it work in my facility? Let's talk to those audience members as well.
Well, why them? Ultimately, we're all finding there's a skill shortage in this industry. More and more people are leaving the industry and they're retiring, and there are less and less coming to the industry. Digital 4.0 is really booming now. And it's trying to fill that gap with the necessary products, services, to really make the systems of their machine shop work much faster, much smoother, and much more efficiently.
It absolutely makes sense to me. I just want to send a reminder for everyone watching, keep sending in the comments. We want to answer every question that you might have. When we're reviewing 12, 15 technologies, there's got to be questions. Send them in, keep watching, get those things going. So one more time, when it comes to working directly with Omega, how's this relationship been? Do you like working with these guys? They're kind of fun, right?
Absolutely, they're very good. They're amazingly supportive. Their service has been amazing all the way through. Right down to answering silly questions like colors of machines, whether they can wrap. They seem silly questions at the first outset, but everybody wants that personal touch, and these guys have been amazing in every step of the way.
Well, I know that service and support is something that Omega TMM values, right? Is this part of the reason why Walter partnered with them as well? Because I know Walter does the same.
It was the fundamental reason. They really did respond ultimately so quickly to every question that we had. And we're ultimately buying services for our customers, and they responded to them as well, meeting every step of the way, each question that's required, and answering it in the best manner that they could. They've been amazing with us, and long may the partnership continue.
Long may, I like that a lot. Way to end that statement again, even though we know Walter very well. let's just throw out that website one time for the people watching right now so they know exactly where to go to find you.
Sure, for tools it'd be walter-tools.com. Alternatively, if you're looking for the tool management services, it'd be toolmanagement.walter.
So we're going to send this over to Joe to learn about some more technology. In the meantime, keep sending those comments in. And just for fun, I want to be a Walter man.
Yes, so I'm here with Kyle, and we're going to be looking at something really, really interesting on this booth, Matrix 4.0. Before we take a deep dive into it, just briefly tell us what it's all about, please, Kyle.
Yeah, so we're working more towards a total tool management solutions company, not just a pre-setting company. So we partnered here with Karen Engineering, one of our great partners. We integrate their Tool Connect software so we can communicate our tooling information or offsets directly into the machine controls.
Right, let's get straight on with it. Let's have a demo if we can.
Absolutely. So I do have my label that was printed out of our pre-setter. It does have a QR code included. So I'm going to select Load Tool. I'm going to take my scanner, and I'm going to scan that QR code. We'll then see all of the information displayed that came from the presetter. This can also be modified before we confirm to send this information to the controller. So then I will just select Confirm. Operation was successful. Now you'll see the bottom of our Fagora controller over here will be updated with the same information that just came off of our presetter label.
And what's briefly, what are the benefits of having this sort of system?
So this just prevents error throughout the industry. You don't want someone typing in a 5-digit number for that tool every time. So this is a clean connection straight across, one scan of the tool, and all of your offsets are updated. You're not worried about loading in a 3-inch compared to a 2-inch tool by one fat finger mistake. So it just cleans out all that error.
Sure, and when we see Industry 4.0 adopted, some of the barriers to entry are like the security elements and having their network tied to outside internet connections. How do you handle that?
Yeah, so this can actually be handled offline. This is wired directly to the machine controller. So once you scan this QR code in, it gets inputted directly to the controller. There's no outside network that's involved.
Okay, and this will work with all your presetters, one would presume, because it's just a QR code, eh?
Yeah, this can go on any of our presetters, as well as, I don't want to just identify it to us, because this is our software and our code, but we can integrate this on most any factory solution.
And we're looking at a Fagor control here. What happens if I'm a Hash user, a Mazak, Fanuc, Heidenhain, or all the others?
Yeah, not a problem, because we do partner with Karen Engineering. This is their Tool Connect software, leaders in RFID. So they can handle all those different controllers as well as us during the integration.
And just finally, really, why would people do this? Because is it just purely down to the reduction of human error and less scrap parts and things like this, or are there any production advantages also?
Yeah, so that would be the main benefit. However, I did want to dive into one more thing. We do have an audit log on the Matrix 4.0. This is used for any error that might show up down the line. We can go back, see every tool that was ever scanned in on this machine controller, identify what time it was scanned in, maybe who scanned it in, and identify the base root cause of that issue.
Let's take a look at that before we go.
Absolutely. So I was open my sidebar. Sorry about that. I open my audit log. You'll see every tool we scanned here during the show so far. I can open up a little bit further. Now this is where if we had more information coming across on our QR code, then we could identify who actually measured this tool, who scanned this tool in, what all information was taken from this tool when measured.
Wonderful stuff. So if you're watching this stream and you've got some questions, I do urge you to put them in the chat below, wherever you're watching this video. Carl, thank you so much. But over to Tony, who has yet another customer.
WinTool with my buddy Jimmy, and WinTool sounds like a winner to me, my friend. Here again in the Partnerships for Success, we have the monitor going behind us, which will help explain some of this. But Jimmy, would you mind conveying to the audience a little bit more about WinTool? And obviously, we're partnered with Omega TMM on their booth, and why Omega? Can we do a little bit of that?
Sure. WinTool is a tool management software, but not in the traditional sense. Traditionally, tool management has been all about inventory control from the tool crib out. We believe that all the functional areas in a CNC environment need to be integrated with one single SQL centralized database. And that's what we do. We start with planning and programming. We go through the vending machines, through the vertical lift machines, through the tool crib, and then to the presetter, and that's where Omega comes in as a great partner to us.
So when we're talking about this, you mentioned that a lot of times it goes one direction, you're going the other direction. Is that what really sets you guys apart? And could you go a little bit more into detail for the audience that might be unfamiliar with how that process works and why that would make them more successful? Because ultimately, we're all trying to get more productive, we're all trying to figure out what's going on, and we're all trying to make money, right?
That's right. We're trying to keep spindles running and cut chips, and we help people become more efficient. We don't believe in using the word tool management. We use production, resources, and tools management, and that's what we do. And we do it very well.
And we do it very well. I like that. So we're standing on the Omega TMM booth. We know their superior technology. We know that they're pretty amazing, but there's also a lot of other folks out there. Why did you choose Omega when you probably had lots of options? Is it the relationship style? Is it the family style business? Is it the fact that their service and support is equal to what you're trying to create as well? Is it the overall successful technology? Where do you stand when it comes to this is why and this is who I had to work with?
Well, I think there's a number of things that you just mentioned that are true. But what I believe in is a high-touch approach with customers and high customer satisfaction. And that's what I've found with these guys. And we've had a great relationship going for quite a while now. And I really like the way they treat their customers, and I like the way they treat their partners.
And we like the way you're treating this conversation. It is very important for us all to understand how this technology works and the people and the faces and the voices behind the technology, especially the reasons why we select certain partners, right? I mean, if you look at this booth around us right now, it is so big, and there are so many people on the stand, and not just for watching us, because we are doing a pretty good job in my opinion, but because this technology is phenomenal and Omega TMM is doing an amazing job. So Jimmy, if we could, just give a quick shout to where they can find you, whether it's social media or your website, whatever's going to be the best way for people to contact you to learn more about this conversation.
You can find us at WinTool.com or WinToolNA.com for WinTool North America. All of our phone numbers are there. Most of the time we list our cell phones so you can catch us, and we're around. We'll be happy to show you what we got and come help you out.
I love it. Your personal cell phone number and your home address is on there as well, right?
I didn't go quite that far.
Obviously, I'm kidding. All right, we got Rowan on cue. We're going to have a good time. Let's send it over to Rowan to learn about some more technology.
And I'm with Mike, the Director of Operations here, and we're going to talk a little bit about, this is like a preset in a box, but it's not just a box, this is a very special kind of box. What's this for?
This is an environmental enclosure on our micro. The micro is designed to go into the electronics industry, measure small tooling. It has a enhanced magnification lens, so we can measure tools down to a 1/10th of an inch.
And we just saw the door open there to reveal the beautiful presetter inside. And this is one of kind of mid-range presetters, but the whole point of this is for absolute accuracy. I mean, your presetters are all from entry level to high range. They are as accurate as they can be. But what does the box manage to achieve, and what kind of customers would it be going in?
So the environmental enclosure does two things. It helps protect from a bad environment. You may have coolant in the air. You may have things that drop down, particulates, and that can be a problem, of course, in tight precision measurements. But also it helps knock out the ambient light. So obviously light is our enemy when we're trying to measure precisely with an optical system, and we need the environmental enclosure. The door comes up and we can really zoom in and get close on those.
And it's really important to make sure you get that accuracy when you're working with really small end mills. Like you've got an example here.
Here's an end mill that is used in the electronics industry for very, very small applications, like I said, down to a 1/10th of an inch.
Which is absolutely tiny, and it's really important to get the accuracy right. Maybe with a big 16 mm end mill, or I don't know, a half-inch end mill for you guys, or an inch end mill, it doesn't matter if you have like a couple of microns out on the X or the Z, but with those little end mills, you could either damage the end mill or you could make a bad part. And when it's electronics, I guess they're quite high value, these PCBs.
Absolutely, and they can't afford to have waste there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were talking about other industries as well. Is there optics and other high precision industries?
So the optics and the electronics are really for the small applications. We also reach into stone cutting industries. They use our machines as well to help for edge profiles and things like that on the grinders. So we have a lot of different optics industries overseas and
And why do you think Omega is best placed? I mean, the entry levels obviously could be used in any machine shop around the world. They don't have to be in a special tool room, but you also do. Why do you think Omega is best placed to be doing the really high accuracy presets as well as just the kind of the standard presets that go in any machine shop?
Well, the construction of our machines, you know, we have the cast iron, less temperature compensation. We're really tram them in perfectly mechanically, so we don't do software compensation. We do actual mechanical. And it offers consistency, I think. And consistency is really important in precision.
Absolutely. The strong foundational mechanical base really helps you with specialist applications and the kind of more standard machine shop applications. And I absolutely love these tiny little end mills you'll be using. And you can measure run out and all the good stuff. But let's move on from the technicals of this product to supply chains. Now, as the VP of Operations, I'm honored to be talking to you about the logistics of Omega. And right now materials are expensive. Everyone knows it's hard to buy machine tools, it's hard to buy presets, it's hard to buy all of the equipment you need. How is Omega making it easy for the US customers and then also for the worldwide customers?
Yeah, what we've done in our supply base is tried to keep partnerships close to home. So all US based, all very close to our plant for the most part. Reach out when we need to, but even some right within our own building. Our main suppliers right within our own building. So being able to manage the amount of inventories we keep, we've been able to supply our customers on time all the time, even through the challenging times we've had in the last 2 years.
Absolutely, thank you very much. And one last little thing, you've got a little promo for IMTS. Can you show me what that is, please?
Absolutely. With the application of what we said in the, we're offering a guarantee for the machines that are ordered here at the show, and we're stamping the machines. Guaranteed delivery by the end of the year.
I love that. So I'm going to deliver you over to Tony. He's going to be talking about something else.
What better way than to finish off this live stream with this beautiful beast we have here, right, Tyler? And I know you're going to walk us through all of the steps and why this is a superior technology that the world should know about, aren't you?
Yes, I am. So right now what we're going to start with, we're going to remove a tool, and then we will continue on and we will measure and insert a new tool and show that why this machine is the best in the field.
Well, let's do it. Let's get the party started, my friend. I know we want to make sure this is moving quickly. I know you got your glove just to make sure you're not going to burn up. I know we're going to do a little bit of this old shrink. Looks like we're shrink fitting here a little bit. Tell us what's going on.
So right now the induction head is coming down to get to position. Right now it's heating, and what is happening, there's a tool lifter pushing a rod up, so you'll see the tool start to rise here in a second. There it goes. So I'll just grab that. I'll set that in the cooling tray, and then the software prompts me to raise the induction head back up, and it tells me grab the designated cooling can and to set that onto the holder so that way it cools it back down, that way it can be ready to insert a new tool.
So when it comes to cooling, heating and cooling, heating and cooling, heating and cooling, obviously it's a repetitive process. We don't want to lose the precision of what's going on. We also don't want to burn our fingers off. Can you just go a little bit into detail about the precision and about how quickly it heats and cools?
So for heating, it takes about 6 seconds.
Also depends on the diameter of the tool, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. The precision of the tool, it can set the tool within 5 microns. And the cooling takes about, again, depending on the size of the tool holder, usually about a minute or 2.
And the repeatability of this heating and cooling, it's pretty much for a lifetime, isn't it?
It is a lifetime, yes.
So what happens next?
So next what we will do while this is cooling, we'll come right here and we'll tell it to measure the cutting tool. All right, so then we'll focus on, we will focus on the secondary spindle right here. And then the camera arm will come down. And what it's going to do is it's going to rotate and merge and capture the highest points of that tool.
And we're capturing the highest points of the tool. Ultimately, we're giving it the highest precision when it goes into the machine itself, right?
Yep, so that will tell it what the length is. And then once it's done here in about 2 seconds. All right, so now it is done. It gave me my tool length. And I'm going to say send it to auto shrink. I have to wait for the cooling process to finish. So we're going to send that tool length to the tool lifter. It's going to set that rod to the position, and then we can start our shrinking process again.
So as we're doing this shrinking process, heating and cooling, I just want to give a shout out to Stephanie who's watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for leaving those comments and letting us know. All right, so as we move along, we're heating, we're cooling, we're measuring. What else do we have in this beautiful Omega piece right here?
So there's a lot going on. So in this one, we do have RFID. So once you are done inserting your tool, you can have it run a macro, take all of the points that you want to capture that will go into your machine, and it'll write it right to the RFID chip. And then as soon as you pop that into the machine, it'll recognize it and input the data for you. All right, so now the cooling process is done. So what we'll do is we'll take this back off. I'll eject the empty tool holder. All right, and here you can see the lifter rod. That gets the length from the secondary spindle. So I'm going to say send to auto shrink, and it just changed it down there. So then what we'll do is we'll grab our second tool holder, we'll put that in, and clamp this guy down. Now we just hit shrink and measure, and what we'll do is the induction unit will come down here in a second, and I'll grab this tool. All right, it's telling me you need this cooling can, this stop disc, and this height rod. So we'll say okay. And here it goes moving. Hits, lifts up just a little bit. Now it is heating. So I'll wait. And there. So then I'll tell it okay. It's going to tell me to put the cooling can on for the shrinking. And now in about a minute or two, we will be able to run our macro and the tool will be ready.
And with that being said, you seem to explain that quite easily, but you're the pro, right? You know what you're doing. We have customers that as well, so don't just trust us. Don't just trust me, the marketing guy. Don't trust you. I mean, we got to trust you. Don't get me wrong. We're going to trust you.
I build them, so.
Exactly. We all have an agenda of some sort, right? But we have customers. Jeff, would you mind joining us? Yeah. Jeff, how are you? You have how many of these, and how long have you had it, and how has it benefited your company?
Well, this one's actually going to be our 7th one. And company-wide, we have 30 of Omega's products, and we love their stuff. They hold up well in a production environment. The accuracy's bar none, and their support and service, they're on spot every time.
Well, you've hit every note that I wanted to hit as well. So with a little extra time, because I got you here, let's talk a little bit about your company just briefly for the audience, because if you're brave enough to hop on camera for a live stream, we got to let them know who you are to bring in more work and have some fun with that too, right?
Exactly. So Mobex Global, we are casting foundry, production machine shop, and we specialize in work holding fixtures for other entities that machine and cut parts. So we do a little bit of it all, and in doing that, we have about 400 spindles. So we do machine a lot of parts. And with these Omega machines, they help keep us up top.
So I just want to say this one more time to make sure I heard you correctly from the beginning. Did you say this is your 7th? And when saying that, is this your actual machine right here on the Omega booth?
That is. It's going beginning of October, it should be delivered.
Perfect, Jeff. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I did see a comment come in, and I decided to snag one of my buddies from Omega. It says, today's energy prices are eye-wateringly high, especially overseas. Are Omega machines energy efficient? This is coming from one of our friends over on YouTube. Would you mind answering that question for us?
Sure, thanks, Tony. Yeah, it's a great question. And here at Omega, we are environmentally conscious, so we do use as many Energy Star certified products in our machines as possible to make them as efficient as possible. We actually have instituted the first green policy in our industry where we will pay a customer to give us the packaging back so we can recycle it.
Perfect answer. I hope that answers the question that you guys have sent over. And we send it over to in this whole thing with the major team, there's one more thing I'd like to emphasize, if my camera guy can follow me, is Omega TMM believes in themselves and their products so much. It is the only presetter with a 10-year warranty. That's the only one on the market. Take that in consideration. With that being said, let's head over to the rest of the guys and say good day, good night, thanks for watching, all that fun stuff. So here we are, we've got all the guys, we got Mike, we got Chris, we got a beautiful crew with great smiles, well most of them, but let's just say they all have great smiles. Joe, if you want to have Mike give the closing statement, I'll have Chris give a closing statement, we'll say goodbye to everyone who's watching for this live stream.
Yeah, so IMTS, your stand has been rammed. What do you think?
So, you know, it's great to be here after a 2-year absence, so we haven't been back here in 4 years, and you know, there's so much excitement, so much entertainment here, and you know, it's just such a great place to be, and most importantly, I'm so proud of the Omega team, the Omega organization, and all the great technology that we've continued to develop, and be here today and be able to showcase that.
And for the people who haven't been to IMTS yet, maybe come in the back end of the week?
Yeah, for sure. Come visit me, come visit us, come visit our team. We'll be here, and we'll take great care of you.
And we'll come back to you in a minute, but Chris?
Yeah. Chris, how are you, my friend? Hey, my brother from another mother, always. I love a good hug. Who doesn't?
I'm Italian, what can I say?
I'm a lot of different things, but I think mostly Scottish, but that's irrelevant for this moment. Any closing statements you'd like to say for the audience watching right now?
Yeah, yes, Tony. If you haven't had a chance to come to IMTS or you can't get here, the greatest thing is we have the John F. Nuccitelli Center for Customer Excellence back in Rochester, New York. We can do virtual, we can do live, we have our partners, we have our customers, and best of all, we have a top workplace team over here that is here to tell the story, whether sales, service, operations, you name it, we can do it. And I can't thank you enough and your team for being with us today, because it really, really means a lot after the years that we've been waiting after post-COVID to finally do this, Tony.
It's been great for all of us involved. You do have a great team, and one of my favorite things about the statement is it's not about me, I. That's what this team is about, and that's why they're all standing here in this closing statement with you and Mike.
Yeah, and Mike, I believe, has got some final statements.
Yeah, so everybody, 3, 2, 1.
We are Omega! Thank you all for watching. Check out the Omega booth here at IMTS 2022, and we look forward to seeing you here.